Hello, everyone. Welcome to Snap Take. It is Monday, and we have a huge announcement. I'm Glazer of the Snap Judgments podcast, and I'm joined by one of our other co-hosts. This is Roy. How you doing, Roy?
Doing all right, Aaron. How are you?
I'm especially great today because our big announcement is right now. We are now officially Marvel Snap Zones podcast. Our new name will be Snap Judgments, the official Marvel Snap Zone podcast. You can catch us over on their YouTube. Just hit Marvel Snap Zone for each and every podcast episode. Snap Takes will still be here, and if you prefer to use a podcatcher, our episodes will still release there. Really great news, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited for this partnership with SnapZone. They're a great website. We're going to be joining many of the guests that we've had on the show, most famously SafetyBlade. We really enjoyed our time with our sort of previous partner, but we're really excited about the new opportunities that we're going to have from SnapZone. I do want to clarify one quick thing that Aaron said. If you listen to just the audio version of this podcast, you literally don't have to change anything. The RSS feed, to use the technical term, is not changing. So if that is the primary way you consume our episodes, nothing is changing. It's just simply if you want to watch the video version, which is getting an upgrade with this switchover, you're going to need to do it now on the Marvel Snap Zone YouTube rather than the YouTube channel that you find right here.
All right. So we invited a bunch of our friends to help us celebrate. We asked several of our favorite YouTubers, several of our favorite content creators, including some from Marvel Snap Zone, what they thought of last season and what they're most excited for this coming season. So, Roy, what did you think about this past season?
I thought that this past season was one of the stronger seasons. I thought that the cards were really cool and thematic. I think particularly like Nebula, both being just a good card, but also promoting the Star Lord, the Guardians of the Galaxy theme. There we go. Is like a really cool card. Same with Iron Lad, Living Tribunal, and even our friend Bootman's favorite card, Howard the Duck. They're all cool cards. Not all of them are powerful per se. Sorry, Bootman. Howard the Duck's not that powerful of a card, but they are cool cards that make you want to sort of spend tokens on them in a way that I don't think, in a world where there were Shaunas and Dazzlers and all this sort of stuff before, this is a season that really felt like all of the cards were either compelling on a thematic level or powerful on a sort of gameplay level, like Iron Lad being the sort of most busted, I think, of all the cards that they released this past season, excuse me.
I really enjoyed how quickly the meta changed. I think we had 3 fundamentally different metas in a 5-week period. We had the stats.deck meta at the beginning of the season, and then Kitty was released and Wave was buffed, and that became the thing to do for a while. And then very quickly after that, High Evolutionary was released. And so we got sort of 3 different seasons in our one season, and I love change, as you can see, based on our big change. What are you excited for next season, Roy?
I'm also excited for the Spider-Man cards, just in general. Like, one, maybe it's because I saw Across the Spider-Verse just a few days ago by the time this goes up. So I'm feeling it, but I'm just like, I think that they're really cool cards. They're really thematic cards and powerful cards. What I'm excited for is it does feel like the design team at Second Dinner is hitting their stride in the cards that they add to the game. And so that just makes me more excited for the game's future. In a year or so, I think that Marvel Snap is going to be in a better place. And not all these kinds of games end up that way after a year. The design team doesn't find its footing. They don't find their sort of pace. Rather, I think that the card designs are getting better rather than sort of getting worse. And there was some fear, I think, in the sort of winter of our discontent that may not have been the case. But definitely Second Dinner seems to be releasing powerful but thematic cards. I'm really excited to play with Ghost Spider, which I guess is Spider-Gwen's official name. I always forget that. And Spider-Man 2099. Like, these are cards that I'm really excited to play with.
I'm excited. I think they finally are getting towards solving the economy in the game. Releasing 2 cards directly into Series 4 really, really helps with token acquisition. It means that if you don't spend any extra money and you're just getting the 6,000 tokens that you get from Collector's Track for a month, then you can buy 2 cards every month basically flat out. I think that's really great. And in addition, they have the weekend missions and something that they haven't explained yet called daily offers, pumping more tokens into the game as a way to just like say, okay, fine, if you want all the cards, we're not going to charge you an arm and a leg. And I think that's a really cool decision.
Yeah, no, all exciting all around.
All right, that's it for us. We're going to send you off to Bootman. Thanks so much. And remember, like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow with Educated Collins in Snap Judgments, the official Marvel Snap Zone podcast.
What's up, everybody? Chris here. I also go by Bootman. You can find me right here on YouTube over at Bootman MSTZ, or you can find me on Twitter talking about the game, ranting about the game, and explaining why tech cards are so good over on Twitter at Bootman MSTZ. So during this wonderful Guardians of the Galaxy season, I am currently at about rank 114. I have just been having so much fun with the Living Tribunal post-Infinite. That card just steals cubes. But to hit Infinite this season, I actually used like a lockdown control deck. I used like Destroyer with Cosmo and Armor because it was right after Venom got buffed and everybody thought Destroy decks were gonna be the best thing ever. So I'm like, how do I counter this? So that is actually how I reached Infinite this season. Now I've just been playing around with a bunch of different decks. Super excited for Conquest mode next season. Now, as far as what I'm most excited for going into the Spider-Verse season is Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham is going to be my jam. I am so excited to experiment with that card, put him in different decks. For those of you who don't know, he turns the highest cost card in your opponent's hand into a pig, so it basically strips it of all its abilities. So as long as you don't hit Infinite, it's gonna be pretty sick. So I'm thinking of different ways to bounce the card, duplicate the card, and just mess up another person's hand. It's gonna be so much fun. And I also look forward to trying to learn some move decks because it's not something that I play too much, and it is a difficult archetype, so I'm excited to play around with like Spider-Man 2099 and all that kind of stuff because I think that will be a very, very powerful card. But yeah, anyways, you can find me right here on YouTube at Bootman MSTZ, as well as over on Twitter. Thanks so much. See you later.
Oh, hello there. I'm FaThorNewMan, or just Newman if that makes you more comfortable. And I post at least one video every weekday on my YouTube channel, FaThorNewMan. I'm also pretty active on Twitter, which is also FaThorNewMan. I'm finishing up the most recent season after hitting Infinite for the first time 2 weeks ago. Since then, I've had a lot of fun messing around with Destroy decks and building weird decks with the newest card releases. Sandman High Evo, anybody? In the upcoming Spider-Verse season, as I imagine most other people have said, I'm excited about a few things. I really want to see if I can make a move deck that fits my playstyle and is viable. I've had the best luck playing Sandman decks, and I'm not sure if that can work, but I'm excited to try. I'm also very interested in the upcoming Conquest mode and how that will have an impact on the post-Infinite season for me. If I can make it to Infinite again, that is. On my YouTube channel, I focus on my ranking journey, trying to improve at deck building, and just chatting about life. If you want to join me, again, you can find me on YouTube. My username is FaThorNewMan, or Twitter with the same username. Hopefully I'll see you there. Make good choices. Peace.
Hello from down under, from Safety, also known as SafetyBlade. You can find me on Twitter at SafetyBlade_HS, on Twitch at SafetyBlade, 3 to 4 times a week at this point. And a huge welcome to Snap Judgments, to Marvel Snap Zone as the new official podcasting partner. Looking forward to seeing all the incredible work you're going to do promoting the community and just bringing that focus back. You have created quite a platform over the last 6 or so months of promoting others, and I'm in awe of all the work you do. This season, Marvel Snap has felt like it improved significantly as a game. A lot of variety added to the game, a lot of different things were added to the game. The cards were the cards that I was most excited for probably since launch, so I was obviously a little bit biased, but I think they landed at the right power level mostly, and I've enjoyed almost every deck I've created this month. I've enjoyed, which is probably going to be a pretty good finish on the ladder too because of that. If you're enjoying the game, you tend to like to play it more, and you tend to play a little bit better, I find. So looking forward, Spider-Verse season looks incredibly interesting. Very focused on the move synergy, obviously, which a lot of players are going to love, because it's always felt like move is always not just been that little bit not quite there, and hopefully the additional cards add the power and the disruption it needs to rise into the conversation properly. Personally, I'm most looking forward to Silk, because 2 energy for 5 power, I can't say no to that. Again, big welcome to Snap Judgments. I look forward to seeing everything that you do and working with you more. And yeah, find me over on Twitter at SafetyBlade_HS. Just ping me at the Discord, on the Discord at SafetyBlade, and come hang out on Twitch when I'm alive. Thanks, guys. Oh, quick outtake. Just a reminder, it's a mobile game, so you could play it in the... And a reminder to go outside and enjoy yourself.
Hey guys, Explodium here. These are my socials. Just wanted to say hi, and you'll find me most active on Twitter. I am doing some YouTube content that's coming out in the next month or so that I'm very excited to bring you guys, so please stay tuned for that. But let's get on to how did my Guardians of the Galaxy season go? Well, I did quite well with Galactus. I went from 85 to Infinite with Galactus, and it was a build that obviously isn't like your normal Galactus build, and it was very easy for me because I don't think people were able to read it as well. But once I hit Infinite, I got into my Iron Dragon deck, which you see here, which you see me smiling because it's like my baby. And there's a lot of cards coming out next month that add to it, which is so exciting for me. So that's this deck here. Both decks utilize both Howard and Iron Lad, which I've caught flack for, but those are just my type of cards. So I do own every card in the game. So if you guys are interested in anything like testing the new cards, go ahead and give me a follow, and I'd appreciate it. What am I looking forward to next season? All the cards. Just simply put, all the cards. Spider-Ham is a great control card that does something unique that's never been done before. Ghost Spider and Silk, furthering the move archetype and creating some crazy combos. Like Iron Fist, all these cards all of a sudden become very relevant and very confusing for your opponent to read. So Iron Fist and Spider-Man 2099 obviously is a combo that I'm going to be trying to play in my deck. The effect to destroy a card is so powerful in this game. That's why I like playing Kingpin. Just deleting the stats off the board completely is so good. So anytime I can get a chance to delete cards on my opponent's side of the field when it's not tied behind like Electra being a level 1, I'm going to try to find a way to play the card. Deleting cards is really good. Anyway, that's what I got going on for next season. Just quick reminder, these are my socials. I am the most active on Twitter, and I'm trying not to ramble, but as you can tell, I really like talking about Marvel Snap. So if you like that too, hit me up. Thanks, guys.
Hi there, Fazzer here. You can find me on Twitter, and I've just recently started to stream on Twitch at Fazzer_Snap. My season went really good. I decided to use a Kang deck. The reason for this is everyone was playing the Darkhawk Stature deck before it got nerfed. I thought I would try something different, and Kang was a card that everyone forgot about, and as it's a big bad and I paid 6k tokens for, so I thought why not give it a go. It went really well. I played like a control deck, which did really good for me. And the end of my season, I've just been chilling really. I've not been pushing too hard on ladder, just trying to have some fun, trying some new decks out. So yeah, it's been really good. The card that I'm looking most forward to next season has to be Spider-Man 2099, and the reason for this is it doesn't have to be just played in move. I think it has good options with Iron Lad, Zabu, so I'm looking forward to experimenting with what that brings. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So like I said before, if you want to find me on Twitter or Twitch, it's Fazzer_Snap. Thank you. Hope everyone has a good day.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ken, aka the Super Tech God, aka the Super Variant God. I'm called that because I have every variant in the game. If you guys want to see me live, come check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/supertechgod. Of course, I'm also at Twitter at supertechgod and on YouTube as STG/Marvel Snap. Basically, wanted to just briefly let you guys know how I did this season, ending off the Guardians of the Galaxy season. It was a very tough climb. I'm not going to say it was any easier than any other season. It was very tough, but that's because the meta is in a great place, very healthy. I was able to use multiple decks to get to Infinite with 3 of them. One I call Black Sands. It basically had Black Panther, Odin, Armanzola with, of course, Sandman and Electro to kind of ramp up and to kind of stop your opponent by using Sandman and playing either Doom or Black Panther with Armanzola, etc. I've used that to climb from 70 to 80. And then at 80, I used the High Evo deck. Of course, High Evo was the big thing when High Evo came out. Used that from 80 to 88. And then when Dark Dimension came out, I ended up using a Hela deck because, of course, playing Hela with Dark Dimension was the way to go. So from 88 to 100, it was a Hela carrier deck because basically we want to discard the carrier, right? Get all those cards in there with MODOK and then bring all that back with Hela. So that's basically how I got to Infinite this season. Oh, yeah, and I'm super excited about next season, which is the Spider-Verse. I cannot wait for it. I know a lot of people are waiting to play with Ghost Spider and Spider-Man 2099 and all these other cards. I want to play with Spider-Ham. I want to turn my opponent's cards to pigs. It's going to be amazing. It's kind of like a mini leech. I don't know how they allow this card to be a 1 cost. It's going to be crazy. Some Baron Mordo. We're going to have a good time. Bounce it back. Do it again. I cannot wait to play with Spider-Ham. But yeah, this season is going to be amazing, especially for move card players. Move is the way to go, especially right now. But we're also going to make some decks to kind of go up against the meta. So it's going to be super fun. I cannot wait to play the Spider-Verse. I'm very excited about how Move can now be taken to the next level because, of course, right now Move is great, but he only can go in one direction. Now with Spider-Gwen pulling cards other directions, with Spider-Man 2099 going to a location, destroying 1 card, it's going to be crazy. So I'm super excited about all those cards next season. But again, if you guys want to see me, I'm going to test them out live as soon as the cards come in. I have full collection. I'm going to test each card out live as soon as they come out. Again, catch me on twitch.tv/supertechgod. You can see all my alerts on Twitter at supertechgod. And of course, if you miss any of the videos live or anything else, I put out shorts and also content on YouTube under STG-Marvel Snap. Again, guys, thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. My name is Ken. Peace.
Hi, I'm Lauren Whatever. I write the beautifully named Snapalytics column over at Marvel Snap Zone, where I dig into the data of the game. Really excited that Glazer is joining the team, and I'm really glad that he asked me to do this. The way that he's pushing collaboration is exciting to me. I think it's only going to help the community grow and be a more exciting place and a healthier competitive scene. So how did my Guardian season go? Not great. Several seasons before I've hit 90. Last season was my first season hitting Infinite. This season I don't know if I'm gonna hit 90. I've tanked my rank by like 15 levels on 3 separate occasions. So I've currently climbed back out of my last tanking. I'm at like 77 right now, and I just don't think I've left myself enough time this season to hit Infinite, and that's okay. I still had a great season. I had a blast with the cards. Nebula goes great in Lockdown, and Lockdown is one of my absolute favorites. I'm a fan of Howard and Iron Lad. Everyone likes Iron Lad, but I've loved Howard. I'm very excited for Spider-Verses. I love Spider-Man. I love all the Spider-Man side characters. I love the Spider-Verse movie. The first one is easily top 3 of all time for me. I haven't read that much Marvel, but what I have read is mostly Spider-Man or Spider-People. I've read A-Force, which, by the way, if anybody from Second Dinner is listening, I would love to see Singularity in the game. And I've read Runaways, which is fantastic. And other than that, I've read Spider-Women, the first Spider-Verse event, and Spider-Gwen. I really like playing underrated cards, and I'm excited to kind of use new cards to boost my underrated decks and underrated cards, like to use either Ghost Spider or Silk to overcommit to an Adam Warlock lane and then be like, psych! This is a terrible top reason, but my very number one thing I'm most excited for about Spider-Verses is that we're 1 season closer to the next season. My top 3 favorite decks I've ever played are all Valkyrie Lockdown decks. Well, one is Valkyrie Galactus, but if you're not abusing the destroy keyword on Galactus, it's kind of just a special lockdown card at that point, right? Yeah. I'm not answering the question correctly. But Echo and Jean Grey in the next season, Echo is going to be so good for a Valkyrie lockdown deck, and I can't wait for that. As long as I can afford Echo and Jean Grey, I'm going to pick up every single card in Spider-Verse season, which I think should be doable considering we're getting 2 of them straight to Series 4, and I love that too. If you want to find me, read Snapalytics on Marvel Snap Zone, or hit me up on Twitter at Lauren Whatevs, because Lauren Whatever was taken.
Hello everyone, this is Den sending this video from his desk where I usually write for Marvel Snap Zone. I do a little bit of video content, but it's only in French, so you probably have never seen me in that exercise. Thanks to Snap Judgment for having me in this little recap project. Talking about a recap, the Guardian season was really fun for me. I loved Nebula. Like, I really like cards that, because they're pushed to being very popular, like most season pass cards end up being. I like cards that you can play in a variety of decks. Like, I loved MODOK and Nimrod, but the problem was because they couldn't be used in a lot of decks, they were tied to their archetypes performances, and unfortunately these archetypes didn't really work, so the card didn't work as a result. Nebula has been played in over 10 archetypes, I think, so she always had a home, she was always a consideration in the metagame, and I think this is what a season pass card should be, so I had a great time with the card. Otherwise, May was honestly the best months ever to play Marvel Snap. The OTA were a genius idea. Iron Lad is a card I had a lot of fun playing with. Howard is a duck. I like ducks. High Evolutionary shook the metagame, sorry. As I said, French. So May was an incredible season. I finished the season where I usually finish it, like in the 120, 130 infinite ranks. Like, I usually get to infinite on day 1 or 2 of the season, but then I don't really try to climb because that usually leads to more bots at the start of the season, so I purposefully stay in the 120, 130 ranks, so I limit the amount of bots I'm facing, and the season climb is actually like feeling challenging, and I don't have these bots that I'm just farming in order to get back to infinite. What I'm mostly looking in the Spider-Verse season is move, to be honest. Like, move has been an archetype that has never been good in Marvel Snap, unfortunately. While locations are a core part of the game, like, locations are what makes Marvel Snap fun compared to the other games. Like, if we remove the location from Marvel Snap, we're basically playing Gwent, and it's not as good, to be honest. So I think move should be part of the game, the same way as discard is, destroy is, ongoing, on reveal. I think move should be on the level of these synergies, and it has never been, if we're being honest. So I want move to be back. I don't know how, I don't know the power I want it to be, but I want it to be a consideration. I want it to be one more archetype that people have to think about, that people can work with. And there are a lot of decks that could fit the bill. I mean, it could be like move cards, but it can also be move counter cards. I mean, Kingpin has never been a good card because move has never existed. Aero, since her nerfed, has lost a lot of power because she could never be used in like a move deck where you would play her on Kraven and she would help gaining power while controlling the opponent. Like, there are a lot of cards who saw their power limited because move was never a consideration. So what I'm most looking forward to is this is fixed in the Spider-Verse season. This was Den. Thanks a lot for listening to me. Thanks for the invite. Most of all, you can find me on Twitter at DenCCG or Marvel Snap Articles. If you need anything, my Discord is usually on the articles. My Twitter is in there as well. Feel free to message if you need anything. Hope you have a great time on Marvel Snap. Bye-bye.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Savage Yeti, and I'm here to tell you what I am most excited for next season. But before we do that, you can find me over at Savage Yeti Gaming on YouTube and Savage Yeti YT on Twitter. Go follow me there. I do some giveaways. And on YouTube, I do a lot of bundle breakdowns for all the major bundles in the game. I do deck tech stuff. I just kind of cover everything Marvel Snap. So make sure you go check out my channel. So last season, the Guardian season, I hit Infinite within about a week, maybe just slightly after a week. I'm not sure. It was in that ballpark, and then just kind of fooled around with decks afterwards. I ended up using a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of control deck to get to Infinite, and I did it very quickly. And then after that, I think I played a lot of Thanos and some like Kitty Pride bounce-ish decks. Just kind of fooled around all season and had a good time because I hit it early this season. The season before that, I hit it, I think, like in the last week or the last 2 weeks. So I didn't get a lot of time to just kind of relax. So I enjoyed that this season. And what I'm looking forward to for next season is, Conquest mode, the new cards, the move cards, all of that is great. But I'm actually most excited for cards going straight to Series 4. I think that's going to let a lot of players who aren't putting money into the game, free-to-play players, or even players who are just putting a little bit in, to kind of get more excited for cards. I think it's going to generate more hype for cards. I think it's going to satisfy more of the player base and keep players around for longer. And I'm also excited it's going to save me a little bit of money, so kind of a good side effect there. I do want to give a shout out to Second Dinner. They have been the most flexible company as far as listing the community, implementing things that the community has talked about, complained about, changed things that the community has complained about, been willing to test things. With the Nexus events, I wasn't here, but I believe they gave people refunds and everything for that. So just shout out to Second Dinner. I'm glad they're changing these series drops and putting cards directly to Series 4. And they're making changes, and they're trying to keep the community happy. And I think that's a good sign for the longevity of Marvel Snap. So that's it. Again, Savage Yeti YT over on Twitter, Savage Yeti Gaming -Marvel Snap over on YouTube. I'm going to start streaming soon, so keep an eye out for that. And as usual, if you love all things Marvel Snap, make sure you like and subscribe to both me and Snap Judgments and everybody else in this video. So yeah, see ya.